I mean, I was in England. Jayatirtha was actually having sex with a disciple, and we all knew that because a girl photographer, she wanted to have a photo of Jayatirtha in samadhi. You know, every morning he was in samadhi in the bushes behind the manor. So she said, she kept asking the guards, you know, I need to go in there and have a photo of the guru in samadhi. So finally one day they let her in, and she comes in, and Jayatirtha's having sex with a woman, you know. So she takes a picture of that, and you know, we all found out about the picture, you know what I mean. So everybody knew that Jayatirtha was having sex with this female, you know. But on top of that, he was taking drugs. He was taking LSD. He was offering LSD to his Shalagram deity, and he was screaming and yelling. I mean, he was just like, he would just go completely berserk because he was just stoned on all kinds of drugs. And he would just start yelling and screaming, and he would jump off his Vyasasan into the crowd, you know, like the punk rockers. Yeah, they jump off the stage into the crowd. So he would do exactly that. And his singing was so way out of whack and way out of tune. Even the GBC knew his singing itself was just a sign, you know, that he was stoned on drugs. So they sent a team to England, Jayatirtha, Bhagavan, Rameshwar, to, you know, put out the fire. So they had a big meeting with all of us, and they said, you know, sometimes the Acharya, you know, he falls down and he takes intoxication. We had one disciple named Navanitachara, who was very a sincere devotee originally. I knew him when he first became a devotee, you know, and I was very friendly with him originally, you know. But Navanitachara was taking all these drugs and everything, and but you know, he just couldn't tolerate the fact that Jayatirtha was having sex with the wife of a disciple. You know, he just knew that's wrong, you know. But plus, I think all the drugs eventually got to him and everything, you know. So he at some point, he just said, Jayatirtha is the biggest demon on the planet. That's what he concluded, you know. And I have to kill him. And I have to kill him, you know, thoroughly, because, you know, he's a demon and he can come back to life again. So Jayatirtha was friendly with a life member in London, and this life member had a store called Knobs and Knockers, and he sold brass door knobs and things like that. And so Jayatirtha had a key to this place, and he would go visit this guy, and he was very friendly with this guy. So the guy gave him a key to the shop, so he could just walk in and hang out there, you know. So one day he opens the door and goes in, and Navanitacharya, you know, jumps right in behind him and pushes him inside, and then closes the door and locks him in there. So he stabbed him like 73 times, and then cut his head off slowly with a knife. And then the police came and said, what happened? And Navanitacharya said, my work is done. And he had set Jayatirtha in a lotus position. You know, Jayatirtha's legs were in a lotus position, but his head was in his lap. But then I have a friend in England who saw Navanitacharya about 8 years later, you know, and he was walking down the street in London, and in England they never let somebody out of jail for murder, ever. You know, if you murder in England, you're in jail for life. So my friend thought that Navanitacharya had escaped. He was in a mental asylum, you know, for the criminally insane. And he says, how did you escape? And Navanitacharya says, I didn't escape. They let me go. Why did they let you go? Well, because, you know, Jayatirtha was the biggest importer of the drug ecstasy into England, and the government didn't know what to do about it because at the time the drug was legal. So they were really wondering, how can they stop this guy, Jayatirtha? And I did the job for them. I stopped this guy. So they let me out for doing service to Her Majesty's government.